Busy in the office for Graham Alexander. He is carrying one of our two trackside cameras in the second race of the day for round 6 of the Century Batteries GT Production Car Championship. Former Class C winner and reigning champion David Ratcliffe will carry the other. Rick Shaw, race 1 winner on pole alongside Mark King, Boatwright and Scotty Jacob on row 2.
In the sports touring class, you'll find again it's David Wood who takes pole position from Wayne Russell in the BMW, and first of the V8 cars, car 22, James Phillip in the XR8 Falcon.
Gee, he had a good race in race 1, didn't he? Darryl Kuhn will start on pole in the 6-cylinder class, and watch the battles going on further back in the field as well, particularly in Class C, Warren Luff and Nathan Thomas.
Yeah, tremendous performance from them in race 1 today, and again you'll find Luffy will take pole position from Thomas. Len Kay further back in the Mazda MX-5. David Russell and Brian Carr getting a start from the back of the grid too in his V8 Falcon.
So we're getting set for the second race of the day here at Oran Park. Gee, there's a big crowd here. Revs rise, away we go, and it looks as though King's in all sorts of bother there, and well, hopefully no one will, there's no contact, but something has gone wrong with that car. That has enabled Rick Shaw to clear out of there. Boatwright trying to stay with him, and Alexander coming for the ride as well.
Yeah, that's a shocker for Mark King. He really needed to finish well in this race to pick up further points in his chase for the championship title. This is Graham Alexander's Evo 5. Battling,
Scotty Jacob getting very close there.
Yeah, further back in the All-Star. Donnie Pulver in the WRX on the inside of him as they go into the bridge. But you don't know what the problem is with Mark King's car. What a blow.
Well, what could have gone wrong there, Tony, do you think?
It just looks like something mechanically. He started to jump off the line all right. I don't know whether he's lost power or turbocharger problem. There's no smoke, but very disappointing for him.
Well, he's broken a hub earlier in the season. It may well be something in the drivetrain, like a CV joint, sure. Drive shaft or something like that, but certainly a serious blow to his championship.
Across the bridge for the first time. And Rick Shaw again is in the lead. Look at that. That is not the place to be on this circuit.
That's rolling hill out of the birdies, yeah.
End up in the sand pit. But he held on to it nicely, so it was great.
Phillip barging through there as well. Our leader in the Pennzoil V8 class. And that is Morecambe in all sorts of bother, all crossed up. David Ratcliffe. Now you can see all the dust on the circuit here. That's
driving blind, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Colin Osborne just ahead of him, and just behind him is Brian Carr in the AU XR8. They come up towards the dogleg, around the outside of Osborne.
Tony, you've been driving your Caltex Ford here today. What are the circuit conditions like? It's quite an unseasonally warm winter's day, isn't it?
It's not too bad, but as the day's going on, there's a little bit more rubber and a lot of oil coming down, so the track's getting slipperier with the heat, and I can see a couple of those guys sliding around a little bit already.
Let's have a look at the Pennzoil action replay. Robert Chadwick in big trouble too in the Magna. He did well to hang on to that, so I don't know whether he was tagged from behind or what, but that certainly knocked him around for this race.
Warren Luff, Peter Boylan, and just ahead of him looked like Peter McKay in the Celica. In fact,
it's just amazing some of those little cars, the speed they've got out of the corners and carrying through the fast sections of the track.
Fabulous dice here between Dr. Anton Metchler in the Toyota MR2, Peter Boylan just ahead of him in the Honda Integra Type R, as Russell and Wood added in the sports touring car class. Remember, Wood is the championship leader. Russell is running second. Wood won the earlier race today, so no doubt Wayne Russell, the Novocastrian driver, certainly anxious to turn the tables in this race.
Back aboard with David Ratcliffe. They swing left. Up onto the VB straight. There is Warren Luff, our Class E leader in front of him. He waves David Ratcliffe by. And don't forget, Ratcliffe had real dramas in race 1 after contact, so he'll desperately be in need of points.
Yeah, he's running second in the championship, but under a fair bit of pressure from Robert Chadwick in the Magna, and also the Magna's had new pedal suspension fitted for this weekend as well, trying to chase a bit more time.
Morecambe struggling there.
Struggling the earlier race today. We had an off on the last lap as we look at Wayne Russell again in car 27, the challenge recruitment BMW 323, 2.3 litre, chasing the Honda Integra Type R.
Tony, you raced last year in a production car at Bathurst as well as a V8. I mean, what's it like in traffic in situations like this?
Look, actually, the race I did last year at Bathurst in the XR6 was probably my most enjoyable for the year. It was just so much fun. The other guys, yeah, it's a great class, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope to get a drive at Bathurst again this year.
Donnie Pulver going through in the McGrath Subaru WRX, chasing one of the STIs, which of course is the latest spec car, the 400 edition STIs, which were brought into Australia by Subaru.
Scotty Jacob, I think you'll find it is, Craig, in 4th place at the moment. In the All-Star Subaru, Brad Kenny, his teammate, a little further back at the moment. They are still trying to iron out some setup dilemmas with that car. There's Cosy Calazidis and Nathan Thomas. Boy, doesn't get any closer than that.
How are they going to go across the top dogleg here? No, they're cool. They've sorted it out between themselves.
And this is the battle for second and third in the 4-cylinder class. Kalazidis started from the back of the grid in race 1 today, has an enormous amount of trouble with getting the car set up right for Oran Park, being a brand new car. It's only done 2 or 3 GDP rounds, but a fabulous little car, the new Proton Sartori GDI. Just a great road car to drive.
Go further back. Dylan just out of shot. There is Millet, and in between them, it's James Phillip leading the Pennzoil V8 class, but he's under a lot of pressure here from Millet. Millet much closer in this race than he was in the first.
Yeah, Millet leads the championship, 92 points. Phillip further back, but these two have had some tremendous races over the last 2 or 3 rounds of the series. Millet comes from Coogee in Sydney, runs a number of backpacking hostels and absolutely enjoys his motor racing, running an ex-highway patrol VT Commodore.
Gee, this car's been a revelation, hasn't it? The Honda Integra Type R since its debut. I think the opening race where it really sort of came to the fore was at Barbagallo Raceway. Wood has done a sensational job all season in this car, and Peter Boylan's as well is getting better with each round.
Yeah, these are just a beautiful little car. They're quite light compared to the road-going Honda Integra, the normal Honda Integra, and they call it a Type R. It's got a big spoiler on the back. It's about 100 kilos lighter. Oh, David Crow in trouble too in the Suzuki Swift. But
What set that off?
yeah, hard to pick up what happened there.
Rejoins the circuit though, but yeah, the Type R is just a fabulous little car.
And it's amazing the length they go to, Rusty, to actually get the weight down in the car. Let's
Here
have
we
a look
go,
on the
Tony.
Pennzoil
Talk us
action
through this.
replay.
Oh, a little tap. See you later, buddy.
Doesn't take much, does it?
No, you're right on the edge of adhesion. He didn't do anything wrong then, so that was a little bit naughty.
Scott Loadsman in his VT Commodore.
As soon as they come through, there's a bit of a dip in the track,
Yeah.
and you can see what cars are working properly as far as their shocks as they come up towards the bridge there.
And this battle continues between Peter Boylan and his Honda Integra Type R and Peter McKay, the brand new Toyota Celica. Cars with similar specifications.
These two are quite good mates off the track as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they've raced together here, they've raced together overseas, and both have been around a long, long time. But the Toyota Celica is a car that ran in Targa Tasmania, pretty much short on development compared to the Honda Integra, which has been around for some time.
Oh, now we've had that's car going off the circuit there. We saw Warren Luff sneaking down the inside. Didn't look like there was any contact between those two.
Yeah, but if they get a little bit close and he just gets out on the marbles and on the loose rubber, away you go. It's very hard to control, and you know, I must admit, watching this race, you know, there's some good battles going on here.
Now threading the eye of the needle, this is Rick Shaw. He once again, this is a repeat performance of race 1, isn't it? He has cleared out of there.
Yes, he's certainly absolutely dominant this weekend. No one can get near him. So as Confucius say, a king win, not a sure thing here at Oran Park this weekend.
Well, that was the tip, wasn't it? I thought that it might have been a sure thing, but looks as though it will be at this point in time. Now, David Ratcliffe continuing his recovery run after a big spin in the opening race of the day. Now, there's a problem there. That car's got a massive problem.
Yeah, I think it might be a blown tyre or something to do. This looks like the left-hand front corner of the car. As again, we look at this tremendous battle between Kalazidis in the Proton, young 23-year-old Nathan Thomas in the Suzuki.
That's an awkward place to do that with that ripple strip there and the bridge coming up to it as well.
Another good move, there's no doubt about that.
And here's a guy that's really been the find of GTP in the last 2 rounds, Wayne Boatwright, in a car that's been built by the New South Wales WRX Club. Some 600 members have chipped in. They built the car in 5 weeks. It's picked up backing from SMS and has done a tremendous job to be running second on the road.
Fantastic. This battle for the Pennzoil V8 class lead continues. Our race 1 winner, Phillip, just holding out Millet, but nothing in it between the Falcon or the goal. Millet, in all sorts of bother, and just hangs on to it. That was Speedway style through there, wasn't it?
I like seeing that Ford in front of the hole. That's not too bad at all.
And it's still on too. Millet, the 46-year-old from Sydney, spent 4 years in street sedans, 5 years in super sprints. And James Phillip from Melbourne runs an auto parts repair business. And there's really nothing between the Ford and the Holden in qualifying, about 2/100ths of a second.
Craig Dontis not too far in the background there either in the Makita Commodore. So while those two are continuing to go at it head to head, he's closing the gap. Here is Rick Shaw, who hasn't backed off at all, has he? Despite that sizable lead, he's driving at almost 10 tenths.
Well, a 117.75 for Shaw and a 117.9 for Boatwright in second place.
Yeah, he wants to take it a bit easy now and make sure he does win. Last thing we want to do is be pressing on and put it into the wall. But, you know, he's certainly got it under control, nice and smooth, and right out against the wall then. That's how you got to do it.
Checkered flag at the ready. Rick Shaw will take it out. 2 starts, 2 victories for the Sydney sider. He's done it here so many times in the past. You can see him cheering. And so too the team on the side of the track. Boatwright home in second place. Alexander will get third. And Scotty Jacob not too far adrift either in 4th place.
Yeah, Scotty be pretty happy with that performance. As we look at our championship leader, by heaps now. Rick Shaw, the young Sydney-based automotive engineer, runs his own business called Rick Shaw Performance. As we see Wayne Russell, who's going to come through and take the win in the BMW from David Wood in the Honda Integra Type R.
So a role reversal there. Now, the run to the checkered flag for these two. Phillip, I think, is on course to take it out, but Millett, you've got to really take your hat off to him. He's driven superbly in this one and thrown out a real challenge.
And Donna's not that far behind. He finished third in the Class 2 in the Makita car.
Here's Daryl Kuhn. 2 starts, 2 victories again for him today. He's been dominant so far this season in the 6-cylinder class. And he's done it again at Oran Park.
And so enthusiastic is he. There's no questions about that. Rick Shaw taking the win in the Autobahn High Performance class from Wayne Boatwright and Graham Alexander, then Jacob, Pulver, McNulty, Ed Aitken and Grant Kenny.
Here are your class winners. Wayne Russell doing it in Class B in Race 2. Phillip again, 2 starts, 2 wins in C class. Daryl Kuhn in Class D. And Warren Luff takes out E class.
Well, Wayne Boatwright, you're really getting accustomed to this GTP racing, second overall, only in your second outing.
Yeah, thanks, Grant. It's been an amazing effort. We only acquired this car about 8 weeks ago, straight from the Subaru dealer, back to the workshop and stripped it. And I guess I'd just like to thank the members of the New South Wales Impreza WRX Club who've helped support us, as well, of course, as our major sponsors, Computing Edge and Motul.
Well, Luffy, another double header for you, mate. You love these New South Wales circuits.
Yeah, after sort of 2 wins at Eastern Creek and 2 wins here, it seems that way. Hopefully when we go down to Melbourne in a few weeks' time, we can sort of keep the winning going down there.
Aggressive little class at Class E.
Yeah, it is, because we don't have the straight line speed that the big cars have, but we certainly have a lot of corner speed. So what we give away on the straights, we more than make up for through the corners.
Well done, mate. See you at the next round.
Thanks very much.
So let's have a look at the championship scoreboard now. Rick Shaw, well and truly in command of the championship on 133 points from Mark King.
34-point gap there. That's quite sizable. There you go. David Wood leading the sports touring class. Warren Millett, the V8 class. Daryl Kuhn, the 6-cylinder. And Kozzy Kalazides, E class.
And in the manufacturers championship, Holden on 475 points from Mitsubishi.